Welcome to my channel. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Paul George's wife Daniela Rajic drops two-word reaction to son's basketball skills during fun-filled New Year's Eve outing. Paul George's wife, Daniela Rajic, was with her children on New Year's Eve. She took her two daughters, Olivia and Natasha, and son, Paul George, to a play center for a fun day out. Daniela posted a series of pictures and videos on her social media. One of the videos she posted on her Instagram story was one of her son, and it seems like he is already taking a few steps toward following his father's path. PG and Rajic's 3-year-old son stood there, focused and prepping for his free throw shoot at the play center. He even exhaled like any other NBA star for the game-winning free throws. Amused by her son's seriousness, Rajic reacted to the post with two words. In another video that Rajic posted on her IG story, George skillfully dribbled the basketball while his sister played in front of him. Paul George and Daniela Rajic have 3 children together. They have 2 daughters and a son, Olivia, born in May 2014, Natasha, born in November 2017, and Paul George, born in October 2021. Karl Anthony Towns' trade to the New York Knicks was one of the biggest moves this offseason in the NBA. Even after having the best season in the last 2 decades, the Minnesota Timberwolves opted to part ways with their former franchise player, a sudden and perhaps surprising move. However, Paul George had no idea about a game-changing big move in the East. In an episode of his podcast P with Paul George, the Philadelphia 76ers star shared he found out about the trade through his wife, Daniela Rajic. When asked if he had any idea how Towns reacted to the trade, PG said that although he had a conversation with Kat about the trade, he wanted to keep it confidential. The first day of the year dawned with an air of excitement and pride for NBA star Paul George and his wife, Daniela Rajic. With a blend of family fun and heartwarming moments, their New Year's Eve celebration became a memorable showcase of familial love, laughter, and the blossoming basketball potential of their young son. As the clock struck midnight, signaling the arrival of 2025, the spotlight shifted from fireworks to family and the budding talents of their child, igniting an unspoken promise of future greatness on the court. But what caught everyone's attention was not the glitzy decorations or the sparkling champagne glasses. It was the spontaneous, candid moment shared by Daniela, Paul, and their kids during a playful basketball session. While their New Year's Eve gathering was filled with festive activities, it was a few moments on the basketball court that stole the show. Paul George, a seasoned NBA forward for the Los Angeles Clippers, is known for his basketball prowess, both in offense and defense. He has built a career around his agility, sharp basketball IQ, and incredible athleticism. But aside from his skill on the court, Paul is equally dedicated to his role as a father. The evening's events were reflective of this dual identity, athlete and doting dad. Their New Year's Eve celebration began with a quiet family dinner, followed by various activities. Laughter filled the air as they engaged in games and recounting cherished memories from 2024. But it was when the family stepped outside, drawn by the cool breeze of a winter evening, that the energy truly shifted. Paul, Daniela, and their kids, including their son, who was perhaps the most excited of them, all headed to their basketball hoop set up in the driveway. Their son, who has inherited not only his father's athletic genes, but also his fiery competitive spirit, was eager to show off his own growing basketball skills. With a basketball in hand, he dribbled confidently toward the hoop. His father stood on the sidelines, ready to coach him, while Daniela, always the proud mother, watched closely with a big smile. As their son took a few shots, The sound of the basketball bouncing against the pavement echoed through the yard. Paul was quick to offer pointers, adjusting his son's stance and helping him refine his shooting form. But it was Daniela who couldn't help but react with an unfiltered burst of excitement and pride. As her son made a particularly impressive shot, her face lit up, and she quickly turned to Paul, who was grinning at the sight of his son's growing skills. She didn't need a long sentence to express how she felt. In fact, her response was succinct but full of meaning. "Future star," Daniela said in a two-word reaction that seemed to encapsulate the moment perfectly. It wasn't just a simple comment about the shot, it was a recognition of the potential in her son, and perhaps even a glimpse into the future. Daniela's words were full of optimism, pride, and an understanding of what it means to raise a child with athletic promise. She didn't just see a child playing basketball. She saw the future of a potential basketball star, someone who could one day share a court with his father. As Daniela made her brief yet poignant comment, Paul turned toward his wife, sharing a look of mutual understanding. As a professional athlete, he had experienced the highs and lows of playing at the highest level. He knew what it took to reach greatness in the NBA. But in this quiet moment, it was evident that Paul's heart swelled not with aspirations for his son to follow in his footsteps, but with the hope of his son finding his own path, whether it led to the NBA or another passion entirely. Though Paul has always been supportive of his children's interests, this particular evening offered a unique glimpse into the kind of mentorship and love that transcends mere sports. It was a reminder of the importance of family in the world of professional athletes, where moments like this often slip under the radar but are cherished just as deeply, if not more so, than any game-winning shot on the court. For Daniela, the future star comment wasn't just about basketball. It was about her belief in her son's potential, not only as a player, but as an individual. It was about envisioning the journey ahead, one that would undoubtedly be filled with challenges, triumphs, and everything in between. The couple's New Year's Eve outing was a perfect blend of familial connection and fun. While most were celebrating with fireworks or champagne toasts, Paul and Daniela shared a moment that would go down as one of their most cherished memories, a simple but powerful affirmation of their son's talent and potential. The night ended with hugs, laughter, and promises of future family traditions. As they gathered inside for hot chocolate and late-night snacks, there was no mistaking the warmth of the moment. With their son's basketball skills already on display, there was an unmistakable sense of pride for both Paul and Daniela. They understood that the road ahead might be long, but it would be filled with love and the support of a family eager to see each other flourish.